most companies looking to sell are not publicly advertising it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I used AI to find businesses that were showing real signals they might be open to an acquisition before they appeared on the typical business for sale platforms. I built this system for an investment bank and management firm, help them identify potential opportunities faster and find the right decision makers and reach out with relative information. So without any further ado, let's get into it. First of all, we'll be using this platform called exa.ai. So just go to your search engine and search exa.ai and you'll be greeted by this page. In simple words, this is a very good web scrape platform or tool that can scrape the whole internet with a simple prompt. So I'll go ahead and type something here. Find me companies whose owners are looking to sell their business, are open to acquisition offers, want to exit, or are actively searching for a buyer. Focus on recent and credible signals and show me the company, what it does, where it's based, why it appears to be for sale, the source, and who I should contact. As you can see, that was a very detailed prompt. So I'm going to run it. After running it, you end up with something like this. As you can see, it's pretty detailed. It has the sources, the matches, and everything. Now I'll go ahead and export this list. So here on the top bar, export, let me just download the CSV. So downloaded. Let me now go to sheets.new to create a new sheet. So here's the sheet. So I'll come here, file, import, upload, browser, select the CSV file that we just downloaded, and then I'm going to append to the current sheet, and I'm going to hit import data. In here you can see all the results that we had earlier, right? So let me just format this correctly so it's well structured. Let me name this to, let's say, companies looking to sell. Let me actually go ahead and format this better. So let me just put this in bold. Let me change the font to New Times Roman and let me increase the size. And let me also change the color here to yellow, and then yeah, black is fine. As you see here, we have some very good information already. We have the contact and we have the URL or the domain of the company, which are the most important information in this sheet. So right now I'm going to start building the workflow in n8n with you. Opening n8n, I have a blank workflow here, and this is where I'm going to start building everything alongside you guys. So let's get started. So first of all, we are going to set a manual trigger, and then we need to get the leads that are in the sheet. So I'm going to search sheets. As you can see, Google Sheet, and then let me hit get rows in sheet, and then here let me just put from URL, and then come back to this sheet, copy the URL, come back, paste it in, also sheet, let me also put the URL. Let me just run and see that we actually have the leads. So as you can see, 23 results, which are all the results that we have here. So now we have all this information in n8n, and now I'm going to select all this information and hit P, which means to pin the data in these nodes so that we do not have to run these nodes again. So all the data is here now. Our main goal with this workflow is to find the emails of the contacts in the sheet and to write a personalized email that we can use for the outreach. Given that we already have all the items here, let's go ahead and start. Since we have 23 items here, we actually need to use this node in n8n called loop over items, meaning it will pull out of the 23, it will pull one at a time so we don't swamp all the 23 items in one run only. Now we need to scrape the domains that are on this sheet. So I'm going to use a HTTP request to scrape these domains, and for this we are going to use Firecrawl. So just type firecrawl.dev and you'll be greeted by this page and you can just open an account. I'm going to copy my API key here, go back to the workflow, let me just put it somewhere here, come back and actually go read the API documentation. So up here, docs, it will open the documentation of Firecrawl. So we want to scrape, but we actually want the scrape endpoint API reference. So I'm going to click it and you can see we have to make a post request. So I'm going to copy this. Let me just close all this, come back to the workflow, paste it here in the URL, and then also make the post request. Go back to the documentation just to see if we are missing anything. So we have to send the authorization as a header, which is required, as you can see here, and then the URL. So I'm going to say authorization, copy, come back, authorization. Reading the documentation carefully, you can see here we have to use the word barrier. So I'll just go ahead and copy this, come back to the workflow and paste it here just before the key, and then URL, and then here is where we put the domain. I'm going to hit expression, I'm going to execute the previous node, the loop over items so I can get the URL here, and then I'll just drag it into here. As you can see, it's perfectly aligned. So let's just see if it works. So let me hit execute step. Okay, so I actually found an issue. Instead of sending the URL in the headers, we actually have to send it in the body. So as you can see here, we got all the information about the website as a markdown value. Now let's create another HTTP request to find the email. I'll go ahead and connect this. This time we are going to use Anymail Finder. So just go to Anymail Finder, create an account, and then come here to this page where it shows the API documentation. So here we want to find person email. So let me just click it. It's also a post request. So let me copy this, go back to the workflow, paste it here. It's also a post request. It also asks for the authorization, and then you just put your key. So here in this case, no need to put the barrier. Just simply put API.anymail finder. I already have my key in there. And then we have to send the domain and the full name. So let me just go back in body. I'll put domain and also full name underscore name. Okay. So now let me just scroll down since we already have all the information from the sheet here and search for the contact name, which is here in this loop over items. So contact name is here. Let me put it, and then the URL, which is the domain, just paste it here. So now I'll hit run. So the node just finished running, and as you can see, we could not find the email of this person. So we are going to skip and try another one. Let me just come back here and add an if node. So if we don't find the email, if email is empty, then we go back and get another lead, and if it's not empty, then we continue with the workflow. So let me just run this. As you can see, for the second run, it actually found an email. That's why it stopped. As you can see, we have an email here. So let me just go ahead and name this. So this is the scrape domain, and then this is find email, and then this is email question mark. So like I said in the beginning of this video, we are targeting companies that want to sell. So the email that we are going to write is all about that, and I'll show you exactly how to prompt an AI agent to create such email. So back to it, let's create another node called OpenAI. Hit OpenAI and then message a model, and then I'm actually going to choose the latest model, which is Opus 5.6 Sol, right, which is the best model. So first we need to send the system prompt. So just come here to row, put system prompt, and then come and paste it here. Pause the video and read it carefully, but in simple terms, it tells the model to be very careful when writing the email. It gives some examples, some rules, some important things to consider, and then also some things not to do. So I'm just going ahead because like I said, this prompt was already in another node. So just update some things here. So this is the full name. And you can see this line here says, do not mention the person's full name in the output. And then here we can go ahead and add another message, which will be user, and then paste the user prompt here. In simple terms, the system prompt is the message that the agent operates upon, and the user message is the message that the user sends when asking for something. Like if you go to ChatGPT and ask something, that's your user message. So let me just come here and organize this. So we have the script data, which is coming from the node that we had earlier. So script domain, which is in Markdown. So I'm just going to put it here. And we actually have to use this structure called JSON.stringify, because if you notice here, as we have, the data is kind of messy. There are like line breaks and all that. So if you paste JSON.stringify here and then set, as you can see, it cleans all the data and it makes it one whole block of information instead of having separate lines. So here, the company name, let me just delete this and paste the real company name that we have that is already on the sheet. So let me just go back to the loop over item node and then get the title. Title is the same as company name in this case. So let me just hit execute. Okay, so you can see the output here. I just saw your January 2026 sales of the South Dental Dining Destination with 4.6 million in sales, which points strong deals flow across Colorado. I know this is probably out of field, but I'm in communication with multiple financial technology focused companies that are interested in acquiring companies like Atlas Business Brokers. As you can see, this is pretty solid, and someone receiving this message in their email would actually be interested to reply and find out more. So what we need to do now is put all this information in the same sheet that we had here. So I'm just going to search Google Sheet and then update row in sheet. So again, I'm going to choose by URL. I'll go back to the sheet, copy the sheet URL, come back to it, paste, it here, same as the sheet. Come here, paste, so it's to fetch the columns, and we actually need to choose a column to match on. So we are going to match on the URL, and the URL that we have is the URL that we have on the loop over items. So here I'm going to put it, and we actually need to go back to the sheet and create new columns. So now we have the email column, so let me put email, and we have the pitch, which is the message that we are sending. So let me just do this real quick. Boom. So I have email and pitch. So now we are going to upload these two columns with the workflow that we have in n8n. So come back here, let me just run it. So it fetches the columns that we just added. Come back to email, find email, which is the node that we ran on Anymail Finder. Put the email in the email column and come back to messenger model, get the text and put it in the pitch column. Let me run this one time to see how it looks like. Okay, so you can see it finished. So let me just go back to the sheet and see what we actually have. So as you can see, for the first lead, we couldn't find the email, so it skipped automatically. And for the second lead, we actually found the email and we got the email also, right? Which is already something very solid. It's a bit different from the previous one, but the main information is always the same. Like you can see still the 4.6 million in sales, and then this kind of CTA here. And right now I just have to run this for all the leads. So right here when it ends, I'm just going to put it back to the loop over items, and it should do everything in real time. So let me just watch this for a bit. So let me go back here, clean this, and then clean this too, and then run it. It just added another email here. As you can see, it's pretty solid. Also, I just saw your recent business listing, and the central text says HVAC sale where tighter financials and buyer targeting helped close at 9.5 million. That track record shows Lion Business Advisors has a solid deal process and buyer network. I know this is probably out of field, but I'm in communication with multiple financial technology focused companies that are interested in acquiring companies like Lion Business Advisors. So it's going to do this for all the leads in this sheet, and I'll show you guys the results. Here we have it. The workflow just finished running, and we have emails and the pitches ready to go. From here, you can simply use instantly.ai, which is an email outreach platform. You can just go to instantly.ai and create an account, or you can simply run this manually if you want to. Copy the email, paste it in your inbox, copy the pitch, and also paste it in your inbox, and you can send these emails manually without any risk. To summarize, we started by finding companies that are willing to sell, and then we found the contacts or the decision makers in these companies. Then we found their emails, and then we wrote a personalized email to outreach to them. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because I'll be making more content. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.